Alright, welcome back. Now we will discuss about MySQL data types. And if you hear about data types before, data types, for example, uh, every data, if you play or deal with data, so every data has a specific data type. For example, you can see the table. We have a few columns: employee number, name, age, department, salary. So these all have basically a specific data type, right? For example, employee number, I think, which contains integer, a name contains string, or department might be contain varchar, and salary could contain integer or float, right? So there are a few of them we will discuss in this class. If I just change the slide, so you can see we have some of actually, in reality, there are a lot of data types in MySQL, lot of, right? If you visit the documentation, so you can see there are a lot of data types. So there are a few I mentioned here: the numeric, string, and there are some few other data types. Numeric contains like integer, small int, medium int, tiny int, big int, decimal, and float. Most important, we use to manage salaries and to, for example, for calculation purpose, right? If you're creating an e-commerce website and you want to calculate the balance, right? And string, it has a character, varchar, binary, blob for storing images and files type. So these are basically few of data types, and as I mentioned, there are a lot of many other data types in MySQL, and there are few others like date and time, timestamp, which contains time, date, and time and date almost, and the time and year, like these are data types. Now, why do we need data type? Let me just give you one of for example, let's just take example of integer data type, int. So int, what is int? Int is a data type, and it contains only numeric values, right? And the maximum value of int is something like a big nasty line, right? If you count it, this is the length of integer data type. And there are some examples how it contains value, like you can store 0, you can store 88, or you can store any negative number like 400, 458, things like that, right? And integer is one of the most important data type that we use in our database to define our IDs and other stuff, right? And if I just change the slide, and we have another option of varchar, or some people call it varchar, but it is varchar, I think. And the length between the varchar's length is 100, starting from 1 to 255. That means it contains from 1 to 255 characters. And there are there you can see few examples, like I put, say, a single quotes and put hello world, and some string, and some again single quote and capital letter, and you can even store some numeric data in varchar. But bear in your mind that when you store numbers in quotations, like I put single quotes and put -500. Now I'll basically, in our next, as our series progress, I will explain how it works, but you cannot use such values in your calculation, right? So this is the presentation, a little bit about MySQL data types, and we'll try to learn them in our next series step by step. And yep, I'll see you in the next video.